All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to install Adobe Photoshop CC 2020. So let's go to Adobe Creative Cloud, the desktop application, go to All Apps, and click on, hover over Photoshop here to make sure you have the right program, and then click Install. And what I'm going to do is while this is installing, I'm going to pause the video, and I'll return once it's done installing. All right. All right, welcome back. So the installation is almost complete. It's at 92%. And it should just about be finished up here. So we'll give it a few more seconds here to finish up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to save the desktop application or the shortcut on our desktop for Windows. And actually, it's not the desktop, it's the taskbar. And on Mac, if you go to your dock here, then you'll see that you can pin it to the dock. And so what I want you to do on Windows is right click on the icon once it opens up. So let's click on Open. And we can do this on Windows and Mac. So I'm going to hit Open. And once you hit Open, you're going to see this little icon in your taskbar in Windows. So just right click on it and pin it to the taskbar. And on Mac, we're going to right click on it, do Options, and keep in the dock. So that way you can quickly get to Adobe Photoshop without having to search for it or go to the Start menu and try to find it that way. It's accessible to you and easy to find and quick to find. All right. So let me close out this, and I'm going to maximize this. And in the next video, we're going to talk all about the welcome page. So with that in mind, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the overview of section 3, which is what we're in now, and the welcome page. So what is the welcome page, and why do I need to know about the welcome page? So the welcome page consists of a lot of different things. First of all, it welcomes you to Photoshop, obviously, because it's called the welcome page, right? The next thing that it offers is navigation to other parts of Photoshop. So for example, you have the home menu or the button, the Learn button, Lightroom photos, cloud documents, deleted, create a new document, open a document, and what's new. So we're going to be talking in depth about each and every one of these topics. We're going to talk about home. We're going to talk about Learn. We're going to talk about Lightroom photos. We're going to talk about cloud documents, deleted, create new, open, and what's new. So we'll go in depth on all of those and talk about each one individually to give you more of an in-depth look at what these tools do. Why do I need to know about the home menu or the home page? Why do I need to know about Learn? Well, I'm going to explain that in the next couple videos. So with that in mind, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the home button or the home menu or the home page. However you want to define it, we're going to talk about the home area, okay? And basically what it consists of is a couple different things. One, it gives you a welcome to Photoshop with your name, and then you can get, if you hover over this little eye for information, here you'll find information that may be useful as you begin. View more help in Learn. So go to Learn. And if you click on this, it'll take you to the Learn page, and then you can learn more about it. Okay. So the significance of the home page is that not only does it introduce you to Photoshop, and it's a key part of the welcome page, but it also, you can take an interactive tour. So if you click here, this will give you an interactive tour of Photoshop. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do that, but you're free to do that. Okay. Because I'm actually going to give you an in-depth tour of Photoshop, and we're going to learn in detail everything we need to know about Photoshop. Okay. Find how-tos and more. Go to Learn. So when you go to Learn, again, this will take you to Learn where there's more tutorials and whatnot, where you can learn more information about Photoshop. Drag and drop an image or select one from your computer to get started. So basically what this does is you can select a photo and it will open up, it'll create a document for you, and you'll be good to go. All right. So that is the home page. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the Learn page. So what I want you to do is go to the left-hand side here of the page, click on Learn, and you can see hands-on tutorials. So take a tour of Photoshop, explore the power of Photoshop. So you can take a tour of Photoshop, it's 1 minute. Save your images, how to save PSD, JPEG, and PNG formats. Opens an app, 4 minutes. Crop and straighten an image, balance and create focus in your image, 2 minutes. Add an object to an image, seamlessly add an object from another image, okay? And then all in-app tutorials. So if you click on that, it's going to show you all the in-app tutorials, which means these are inside of Photoshop. So you don't even have to leave the application in order to view them and do them, okay? Add a person to an image, cool and warm images, apply a filter, blend a texture onto an image, custom black and white, bring out colors, replace the background, select part of an image, duplicate small objects and textures, work with multiple images, and remove small imperfections. So all of these tutorials that are in the app specifically, at some point in time, I recommend looking at all of them. Because here's the reality is that I can give you an in-depth look at Photoshop and we can do projects, but even after you do the projects, you're going to want to learn more because Photoshop is so robust and there's so much information and so many different things that you can do with it that the more that you know and the more that you learn, the better at it you become and the more of a master you become of Photoshop. And that only benefits you to know as much as you can. For me, I went to school for video and motion graphics, and I learned Photoshop to create graphics for video. That's why I learned it, and for utilizing with After Effects and Premiere Pro. But over the time, from when I was in school to now, I can do graphic design, I can do web design, I can do photo editing, I can do video touch-up, I can do video graphics, I can do app design, icon design, and so much more, and it's all inside of Photoshop. And that's from continuously being willing to learn instead of just saying, well, I took this course and I'm a master now. You're never a master of anything if you stop learning. The minute that you stop learning is the minute that you are limited in your abilities. So you always have to be adaptive and be willing to learn as much as you can because Adobe is always going to be pushing the envelope, so to speak, to get more features out there and more variations of what you can do inside of Photoshop. So you always want to be on the edge or the cutting edge of Photoshop and also on the cutting edge of your skill set in Photoshop. So with that, let me click on Learn. And I'm going to click on this little arrow here to hide all the in-app tutorials. And I'm going to talk about tutorials on the web. So essentials for photo editing, right? Essentials for creative effects. Use color to change the color of the look of a photo. Make an image brighter or darker. Remove spots, objects, and people from your photos. Top 4 reasons to crop your photo. Okay, so these are different tutorials that you can take on top of this course and on top of the in-app tutorials as well. Again, same with the hands-on in-app tutorials. I recommend taking all of these after you complete the course. Because again, what this is going to do is this is going to broaden your skills from I just know the basics to not only do I know the basics, but I learned 5 or 10 tutorials. In this case, maybe 20 tutorials. I learned how to change the image size and adjust the image quality, work with layers, make selections, etc. And it only benefits you to do that. Okay? And I will give you the blueprint on how to be successful with Photoshop in this course when we're talking about learning the different features and how you should learn it in what order so that you get the most out of it. Because you can go off on a tangent like I'm right now and we can learn layers and then we can learn tools and then we can learn this and that. And I have a methodical way that's in order that makes sense for this program. Okay? So that's the Learn page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. so in this video, we're going to talk about Lightroom photos. So this is going to be just a quick overview because right now we don't have any photos. So go ahead and click on Lightroom photos for a second. I don't have any photos in my Lightroom library. So it says your Lightroom library is empty. There's nothing here, but Lightroom access is one click away. Continue to Lightroom web and upload your photos there, or install Lightroom on your desktop. There's 100 gigs of cloud storage waiting for you. Okay, so basically what this is if you upload photos on Lightroom web, all of your images would show up here, okay? And you'd be able to select an image and then start editing it right away, right from here inside of Photoshop. That's why they added this, because Lightroom works hand in hand with Photoshop because it's a more directed application for photo editing more than anything else. Photoshop is kind of the broad application to do photo editing, web and graphic design, user interfaces, and then video editing, and so much more. So Photoshop does a little bit of everything. Lightroom really focuses on photo editing. Really, that's what it's for. So that's what this is about, Lightroom photos. And again, this is an important thing to understand because this is a new thing that they've been adding on the later versions of Photoshop. So you want to be up to date and understand why they're doing what they're doing. Okay, so that's Lightroom photos. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about cloud documents. So let's click on cloud documents here. And so let's hover over this little information, the little eye icon here, access cloud documents here. They're automatically saved in the cloud for you as you work, okay? So what that means is when you create a file and you open it up, which we're going to do here in the next couple videos, but when you create a new file, what that does is they give you the option to save it locally on your machine or save it on the cloud. And here's what I'm going to tell you. If this was 5 years ago, I'd say save it on your desktop and organize it that way. But now that Adobe has finally made the shift to making the cloud part of their broader scale, because before it was like in 2013, it was called Creative Cloud, but you didn't really have the ability to save files in Photoshop to the cloud, so to speak. It was more of a, you upload the files to the cloud and then they're there and you can work from the cloud. But this is more direct where you have cloud documents, and in fact what they do is they'll sync up right here. So if you have any cloud documents, instead of syncing files to your desktop or another cloud storage service, create a cloud document. You'll find your cloud documents here. Wherever you sign in to Photoshop, on the way, collaborations, and other features. So not only can you literally log into Photoshop anywhere that it's installed, and then you can go up here and you can log into your account. And what that's going to do, and that just opened up this, but what that's going to do is it's going to take you to your account, and then you can log in through the browser, and then it will sync up with Photoshop and give you the ability to sync up any cloud documents that you have wherever you are, and then you can work from there, and you're dangerous. So this is very important to understand because Adobe is really pushing it now more than ever to have the documents on the cloud more than on the desktop. And I see what they're doing. Eventually, they may completely eliminate saving stuff locally on your computer and putting everything on the cloud. Possibly. I don't know that for a fact, but I know that Microsoft did this a while back in 2016 when they did not Creative Cloud, but Office 365. When they started doing that, that's when they started pushing everything up there. And another thing that they're doing here that they do on other cloud-based applications is they autosave. So they'll automatically save your work in the cloud. Okay. So, and that's a good thing because again, if you spend hours on a project, I'll give you an example. I was working on a project. This was about 10 years ago. I was working on a project, very in depth, huge file. And for whatever reason, I didn't save when I got to a certain point and my computer crashed. And I lost all the work that I had done up to that point. So you want to save, save, save always. But if you have it on the cloud, it at least gives you the security of knowing that your file is saved and that your work is not going to be lost. And that's the most important thing when you're creating stuff, is you want to be able to save it somewhere and know that it's secure. And this is how you do that. Okay, so that's Cloud Documents. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk briefly about deleted. So if I click on this, you don't have any deleted files. So basically what that means is any files that we delete, they'll show up here and you'll be able to view them. That's basically all this is for, and it's for Cloud Documents. Okay, so again, this is a very short video, but it's just to explain what this is. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about Create New. Okay, so let's click on Create New. And what this was referring to is a new document. Okay, so these are the recent items that I've opened or have been opened. So you have the default Photoshop size, which is a 7 by 5 inch document at 300 pixels per inch. So this is a really high resolution image, and that's more designed for print. Okay. Saved, if there's any presets or anything, they'll be saved here. Photo presets are here, so you can view all the presets here. The default Photoshop size, landscape 3x2, landscape 6x4, 7x5, 10x8, and then we have portrait 2x3, 4x6, 5x7, and 8x10. Okay. Then you have print. We have letter 8.5x11, 8.5x14, 11x17, and 210 by 297 millimeters. And then there's a bunch more down here. Then we have art and illustration. We have 1,000 by 1,000 pixels, 2,000 by 2,000, poster at 18 by 24 inches, and then postcard, right? Then for web, we have web most common, web large, web medium, and web minimum. Mobile, we have iPhone X, iPhone 8, 7, and 6 Plus, and then iPhone 8, 7, 6, and then the iPad Pro, and then film and video. You have HD TV 1080p, HDV, HDTV 720p, and then HDV 1080p, and then DVC Pro HD 720p. Okay, so those are some of the different ways that you can create a document. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the default Photoshop size, and we'll just create this document just so you can see how it works. And so I'll create that. Now, when I save, I go File, and we'll do Save As. What it's going to do is it's going to give me two options. And this is what I was talking about when we were talking about the cloud documents. We can save to the cloud, or we can save on your computer. And what this does is if you save here, then it'll be up in the cloud, saved on adobe.com, for instance. And with this one, it would be locally on your machine. So if you lose a file or your computer crashes, then it would be gone. So what I recommend doing now, because it's a different time than it was even 5 years ago, is to save it on the cloud. Okay, so let's save to the cloud documents, and let's make a folder, and we'll call this sample. I'll do 01 sample cloud documents. Okay, and I'm going to hit save. And then we'll call this project-01. Okay, and I'll hit save. And then you can see here we have the cloud. So you know that this is a cloud document. Okay, so I'm going to close that. And new cloud documents. So that popped up. So if I go to cloud documents, I'll hit OK here. And if I click here, and you can see the file right here, right? So I can select that, and we can open it, we can rename it, we can delete it, or we can move it to a different folder or different location, right? So that's how you create a new document, whether it's on the cloud or on your desktop. And so now what I want to do is create another new document, and this one we're going to call Project 2, do the default Photoshop size, and we'll call this Project 2, and just save this on your desktop. project-02. Okay, I'll hit create. And then I'm going to do File, Save As. Okay. And we're going to save it to our computer. And I'm just going to save it on my desktop. You can do the same. And we'll just click on desktop. I'll do project-02. I'm going to hit save. And there you go. That's how you create a new project on a new file with locally on your computer and also on the cloud. So if I close this, there you go. That's how you create a cloud document and a local document. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to open a document. So I'm going to click on Open, and I'm going to click on Desktop, which is already selected, and I will click on Project-02, which is what we made in the previous video. I'll click on Open, and there you go. So this is the project that we created in the previous video, and that's how you would open up a project. Okay. Now, the other way you can do it is by not even using the Open command, but actually going to Cloud Documents, selecting the file here or the folder here, and then opening the file here. So if you click on the three dots, you can open there, or if you just double click on it, it'll open up, and now you've opened up your cloud document as well. So you can open up a local document or a cloud document. Very fast and easy to do, and pretty straightforward. The other thing I wanted to tell you too and show you is you'll notice here that they have a cloud icon for the cloud, but also they have PSD-C for cloud. So a normal Photoshop file generically is saved as a PSD. So let's do one more thing here and then we're going to wrap this up. When I click on Open, you'll notice that this is a .psd file, right? So let's open that up. And that's how you know that it's a local file. .psd is a local file. .psdc is a cloud document. And that's pretty much the standard for Photoshop. Now, there are other formats for Photoshop. So if I do Save As, I'll just show you a couple examples here real quick. Save on your computer. And what you can do is you have the Photoshop format, which is PSD, and then a large document format for print is .psb, okay? And then you have image styles here, like images, Photoshop EPS, so that's .eps. But the one that I always use is Photoshop. So it's .psd. All right, so I'm gonna hit cancel on that. So that's how you open up a cloud document and also a locally saved document on your computer as well. Okay, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about what's new in Photoshop 2020 CC from the June 2020 update. Okay, so what's new? So this is a brand new feature that they've added, Photoshop on iPad. So Photoshop on iPad is included with Photoshop subscription. Your work is automatically saved to the cloud and your PSDs are the same no matter where you are. Download Photoshop on iPad free from the App Store. So you can download Photoshop from the App Store and actually work on it on your iPad. That's pretty awesome. Automatically activate fonts. So find and sync fonts more easily than ever. Just open a document while connected to the internet. Photoshop will fetch and activate fonts from Adobe Fonts automatically. Okay. Enhance select subject. So select subject now produces better results when selecting people, and it's faster and easier to use. Get more precise results with just one click. Okay. Improvements to presets. So we rethought presets, now easier and more intuitive to use. They're also better organized. Explore new gradients, swatches, patterns, layer styles, and shapes effortlessly. So go to Window, Gradients, Patterns, Shapes, Styles, and Swatches. Okay, that's how you get access to it. New Object Selection Tool. So introducing the Object Selection Tool, a new way to automate complex selections. Just to find a region, and we'll do the rest. So you see here how it's grabbing the elephant here on the ledge, which I'm assuming that they brought in from another area. Obviously, I'm He could be there on the ledge naturally, but I think that they're bringing him in. Either way, that's what the new object selection tool is. Then we have improved lens blur. So lens blur now offers a more natural and realistic look when blurring an object in the foreground. So they've improved that, right? And so you go to filter, blur, and then lens blur, and then better content aware fill. So improved content aware fill gives you more creative control by letting you fill multiple areas of an image without leaving the window, which is fantastic and an easy way to content aware fill. So that's what's new with Photoshop. Now the other thing we can do is go to details. So what this is going to do is this will take us to your default web browser, whatever that is, and mine is Firefox, and it likes to open in a different window, so you can't see it. I'll maximize that. And here we have the same thing I was talking about, better, faster portrait selection, Adobe Camera Raw improvements, auto-active Adobe fonts, which we talked about, add rotatable patterns, okay, improve match font, okay, Adobe Photoshop improvement program, and then other enhancements. So object selection tool, and then select a mask workspace. Okay, so these are some of the updates that they did for June 2020. And this is where you can always go to see whatever updates that they've added whenever they do that. I know that they're going to be doing another update for Photoshop. CC 2021 will be around sometime in October, November time. They always update for the new year a couple months in advance of the new year. So be on the lookout for that as well. But again, this is for the June 2020 update. So these are all this is the most up-to-date information that I have as of this moment. And there you go. So that's what's new with Photoshop CC 2020. So I'm going to hit done on that. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back to section 4, where we're going to talk about preferences. In this video, we're going to go over an overview of what we're going to be learning throughout the section. So let's head over up to Photoshop. And if you're on a PC, go to Edit and then click on Preferences. So we're going to go to Photoshop and click on Preferences and then General. And then I'm going to talk about each one of these that we're going to be covering throughout the section here. So first we're going to talk about General. Then we're going to talk about Interface, Workspace, Tools, History Log, File Handling, Export, Performance, Scratch Disks, Cursors, Transparency, Unit and Rulers, Guides, Grid and Slices, Plugins, Type, 3D, Enhanced Controls, Technology Previews, and Product Improvement. Okay, so that in mind, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about general preferences. So up here we have the color picker. So we're going to use Adobe's color picker. You can also use Apple's color picker. Okay. The HUD color picker, we're going to just keep it as default. Image interpolation, we're going to do bicubic automatic, method used when scaling or resizing images. So we're going to leave that as the default. I'm going to talk about the options first that are unchecked. So auto update open file based documents, beep when done. So that just means when you export a document or save something, it'll beep. After each command is completed, use legacy new document interface. So if I hover over that, use the legacy new document dialog. Skip transform when placing, determine whether free transform will be shown when placing, and then use legacy free transform. Determines whether to use legacy free transform behavior. Okay, so those are the ones by default that are unchecked, and we're going to leave it that way. As far as the check, we have auto show the home screen, automatically show the home screen when the last document is closed. Export clipboard, determines whether to export clipboard contents when switching applications. Resize image during place, determines whether to resize images to fit during place. And then always create smart objects when placing. So it determines whether placing a file into a document will always create a smart object. Smart objects are required for some file types when linking files together. Okay, So if you change this and you wanted to change it back, reset preferences on quit. So you'd click here and then reset your preferences. You can also reset all the warning dialogues there. Okay, so that's the general preferences. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the interface preferences. So let's click on that. And you can see right away we have appearance. So we have color theme. I'm going to set it to the darkest theme that they have, because you're going to find that this is going to be the easiest on your eyes when you're glaring at a screen for a long time. You want to use the darkest theme that they have. It's just softer on your eyes. You can go wild and do the bright, well, not bright, but it's just a white color and it's really bright compared to the dark gray. So I'm going to put it back to dark gray here. Standard screen mode is going to be default with a border of drop shadow, and the color is default, so it's this color right here. Full screen with menus, same thing. Full screen is black, artboard's default, and the border is a line. So presentation, the user interface language is going to be English. User interface scaling is auto. User interface font size is small. And then options here we have show channels and color, that's deselected right now. Dynamic color sliders, and then show menu colors. Okay, so that's the interface menu. Actually, the interface preferences. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about workspace preferences. So if I click on that, you have a couple options here. We have the option to auto collapse iconic panels. Right now that's deselected, but it determines whether to automatically collapse open iconic panels. I want to read the rest of the hint there. When clicking elsewhere in the application. Okay. Auto show hidden panels. We're going to keep that checked. Reveals hidden panels on rollover. Okay. Open documents as tabs. Open new document windows as tabs instead of floating windows. Enable floating document window docking. Okay. Allow floating document windows to be docked as tabs in other windows while being dragged. Then we have large tabs. Okay. So with the large tabs, increase the height of workspace tabs. And then condensed. Enable narrow option bars or options. So for smaller monitors, it will condense everything down so you can easily work. What I recommend doing is getting 2 monitors at least, so that you can have the canvas on one and then with the tools, and then put all your panels on another monitor. If you can't do that, then doing the auto show hide hidden panels is a good way to go. If you want to restore your default workspaces, you just click here, and changes will take effect the next time you start Photoshop. Okay, so that is the workspace preferences. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the tools preferences. So if I click on that, you can see all these options that we have available to us. We can show tooltips. Well, guess what I'm using right now? It determines whether to use to show tooltips for controls and tools. This is a tooltip. So show rich tooltips determines whether to show descriptive tooltips with video inline. Okay. Enable gestures determines whether to enable touch gestures. Now I don't have a touch screen, so if you're using the iPad, the gestures are good. I would keep it enabled. Use shift key for tool switch determines whether to require the shift key when switching between group tools. Over scroll allows scrolling past normal bounds of window. Enable flick panning determines if flickering with the hand tool continues. Just scroll down the document. Okay. Double click layer mask launches select and mask workspace. Okay. Vary round brush hardness based on HUD vertical movement. Arrow keys rotate brush tip, and snap vector tools transforms to pixel grid. All 4 of those we're going to keep as default. Show reference point when using transform. And if I hover over that, reference point when working with transform tool. Okay. Zoom with scroll wheel determines whether zooming or scrolling in the default wheel action. I would say keep that off only because I use the scroller to go up and down. I use that to scroll up and down the page. So if it's also the zoom key, that's going to mess you all up. Animated zoom, so it determines whether zooming is animated or not. Zoom resizes windows, determines whether document windows resize when zooming. And then zoom clicked point to center. We're going to leave that off, but you can turn that on if you so desire. Okay, so that's the tools preferences. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the history log preferences. So if I click on that, this is going to be very short and sweet, but that's okay. So if I click on history log, we can go to, right now it's saved as metadata, but we can save our log items to text files, and then we can choose the text file, okay? And we can save the log as Photoshop edit log.txt, okay? You can also save it as both, so it'll save as metadata and as a text file. I'm going to turn that off because I don't want to change any of the default preferences that Adobe sets for Photoshop because it works great. Okay, so that's history log preferences. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about file handling. So if I click on that, we have file saving options. So we have image previews, always save as to original folder, save in background, thumbnail, append file extension always, use lowercase, automatically save recovery information every 10 minutes, file compatibility, so we have camera raw preferences, prefer Adobe Camera Raw for supported raw files. That's checked, so we'll leave that on. And then use Adobe Camera Raw to convert documents from 32-bit to 16 and 8-bit. Ignore EXIF profile tag and ignore rotation metadata. Okay. Ask before saving layered TIFF files and disable compression of PSD and PSB files. Okay. Maximize PSD and PSB file compatibility. Ask. Okay. Cloud documents local working directory. You can choose a working directory for when you save files to the cloud. And then we can set the default. Okay. And then recent file list contains 20 files. So that just means that when I open up Photoshop, it's going to show recent files of up to 20 files. Okay. And if you change that, it'll show more or less depending on what you do. Okay. So that's file handling preferences. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about export. So if I go to export, quick export format, we can set it to PNG, JPEG, GIF, or SVG. Let's leave it as PNG. We're going to allow transparency, and if you want, you can do a smaller file, which is 8-bit. Then we can do a quick export location, so ask where to export each time. Export files to assets folder next to the current document. So we can do that if you want, but I'm going to leave it as the default. And then export, quick export metadata. Okay, so you can do copyright and contact info if you want to. And then do quick export color space, so convert to sRGB, and then export as location. So export assets to the last location specified. Okay, so that just means that you're going to specify the location where it's going to be saved, and then that's where it will be saved. Okay, so that's the export preferences. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. We're going to talk about performance preferences. So if I click on that, you can see here I have available memory, or RAM. Well, memory usage. Let's look at that first. Okay, so memory usage, so available RAM, which is random access memory. I have 30 gigs of RAM available. The ideal range is 16 to 22, and let Photoshop use 21. Now I can bump that up to more. I can let it use all of it, or just where it was, roughly where it was. For the graphics processor setting, detected graphics processor. I have an ATI Technologies Incorporated AMD Radeon RX 580 OpenGL engine. Okay, so use graphics processor. History and cache. Optimize cache levels and tile size for web UI design, default photos, and huge pixel dimensions. Okay, so history states we have 50, cache levels is 4, cache tile size is 1024K. And then we have options. So we can do legacy compositing. So revert to old Photoshop compositing engine, which we're not going to do. I want to leave it as what it is. And what it's doing is it's optimizing the hardware for max performance. Okay, so that's the performance preferences. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about scratch disks. So let's click on that. And you can see here, I have 3 drives on my Mac here. And what it's doing is you can change your scratch disk by holding Command Option when launching Photoshop. Okay, so the scratch disk that I'm using is named Use for OS. So that's my C drive, essentially. I have 817 gigs left of space that are free. I also have a backup drive of 930 gigs that I could use as well, but I'm going to keep it on the C drive. Okay, but if you have a massive secondary drive that's like 4 terabytes, let's say, or 2 terabytes, I would recommend using that as your scratch disk, where it's going to save all your files, all the temp files, everything, so that you have maximum performance with Photoshop. Okay, because the more you pile on your hard drive, the slower it starts to get. So as long as you have a solid state hard drive, it'll work fast. Okay, and that's what I'm using. I have 2 solid state hard drives here, and then all of my external hard drives are solid state as well. So everything transfers really fast, which is what you want. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about cursors. So you can see here we have the painting cursor. We have standard, precise, normal brush tip, which is this. Full-size brush tip, show crosshair, and brush tip, show only crosshair while painting, show brush leash while smoothing. Okay, and this is the brush leash color if you set that up. Then we have other cursors, so standard and precise, and then the brush preview, and the color is going to be red. Okay, so that's cursors. Thanks for watching the video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about transparency and Gamut. I think that's how you say it. So we have transparency settings, we have grid sizes, or grid size is going to be medium. You can set it to large, small, or none. And then the grid colors, we can do light, medium, dark, red, orange, green, blue, and purple. We'll leave it as light. And then you have gamut warning, so the color is going to be like a light gray, and opacity is going to be 100%. Okay, so that's transparency and gamut. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about units and rulers. Okay, so when I click on that, you have units. So we have rulers, which is going to be pixels. Type is going to be points. Column size is going to be width of 180 points. Gutter is going to be 12 points. New document preset resolution. For print, it's going to be 300 pixels per inch. And for screens, it's going to be 72 pixels per inch. And then point pick size is going to be PostScript 72 points per inch. Okay, so that's units and rulers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about guides, grid, and slices. Okay, so this is just going to be the colors that they use for all these different options. So guides are basically lines that are vertical and horizontal that you use to guide your project, basically. So let's say that you wanted to line something up. Okay, so let's use this as an example as a guide. Okay, so you see this line right here? In fact, let's use this line right here. This is perfect for a horizontal line, or guide right here. Okay, so that's how it looks, but it's a different color. It would be cyan instead of like a dark gray. Then the artboard is going to be light blue. Inactive light artboard will be A light blue, that's if you show inactive artboard guides, okay? And then smart guides is going to be magenta. For the grid, we're going to use a custom color, okay? So that's the color. It's going to be a line, grid line every 1 inches, and subdivisions is going to be 4. Slices, we're going to do a light blue. Path, we're going to do the same one. And then controls, so control color is going to be the same, that same light blue. It may be a little bit different, but it looks pretty similar, you know, and you can see the color right here. Okay, so that's guides, grid, and slices. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about plugins. So if I click on plugins, you can see that most of these, if not all of them, are deselected. And the reason for that is because the generator, so we can enable generator, enable remote connections. So service name is Photoshop server, and then the password, which I need to change, and then my host name, so learnsmacpro.local, and then my IP4 address, 192.168.0.103. So if I set all that up, then I can enable a remote connection, which there's really no reason to do that because you can grab files from the cloud and then install Photoshop wherever you are, basically. Filters and extension panels show all filter gallery groups and names. We're going to deselect that because that's defaulted that way. Allow extensions to connect to the internet, and then load extension panels. Okay, so that's the plugins. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about type preferences. So if I click on that, you can see here we have type options. So use smart quotes, enable missing glyph protection, show font names in English, use escape key to commit text, enable type layer glyph alternates, and fill new type layers with placeholder text. Okay, and number of recent fonts to display. We're going to display 10. Okay, and then choose the text engine options. We're going to do Latin and East Asian layout, or you can do world ready layout. Sets the default text engine of newly created document. Okay, so that's the type preferences. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about 3D preferences. Okay, so for available VRAM for 3D, we're going to use 8 gigs of RAM. Okay, for 3D overlays, we're going to, for constraint, we'll use this color here. Ground plane will be black. Selected constraint will be this color here, and then rendering tiles will be like a royal-esque blue. Okay, then we have rich cursors. So we have show on hover, show on interaction, and then axis control. We have invert camera axis and separate axis controls. That's if you want that enabled. By default, it's turned off. We're going to leave it off. Okay, then we have ray tracer, high quality threshold of 5, render tile size is going to be extra large, and then 3D file loading, active light source limit 8, and default diffuse texture limit at 290. Okay, so this is all for 3D projects and whatnot. Okay, so that's 3D preferences. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about enhanced controls. Okay, so this is for the touch bar. So for Photoshop for iPad, you can use this. It's going to show touch bar property adjustments. And it's actually not for the iPad, my apologies. It's for the new MacBook Pro, which has a touch bar at the top. Okay, and this is going to use, it's going to show touch bar property adjustments. Okay, so it'll allow you to use it with the MacBook Pro, which is amazing. I'm just going to say that. It's a great laptop. Okay, so that's the enhanced controls. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the technology previews. So if I click on that, we can enable preserve details 2.0 upscale. Okay, and that's really it for technology previews. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about product improvement. So if I click on this, if you do want to participate, you can, by all means. If you want to participate, you just click yes, I'd like to participate, and join the Adobe Photoshop Improvement Program to help improve the quality, reliability, and performance of Adobe software and services. Participation will not degrade the performance of your software. Okay, so if you choose to participate, Adobe will collect image data that will be viewed by researchers access cloud documents that will be viewed by researchers, collect information on how you use the software to identify trends and usage patterns. Adobe will not use this data for any purpose other than to improve Adobe software and services. So changes will take effect next time you start Photoshop. So I do not want to participate, but if you want to participate, this is where you would do it. Okay? So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome to section 5, where we're going to talk about the main menu. So in this video, we're going to talk about the overview of what we're going to be learning throughout the course. So, hello everyone, and welcome to section 5, where we're going to talk about the main menu. In this video, we're going to go over an overview of what we're going to learn throughout this section. Okay, so we're going to cover all these menus up here. So File, Edit, Image, Layer, Type, Select, Filter, 3D, View, Window, and Help. All right, so with that in mind, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the File menu. So let me click on File, and you're going to see there's a whole bunch of options here. So let me talk about the overview first, and then we'll get into each one. So you have New, Open, Browse and Bridge, Open as Smart Object, Open Recent, Close, Close All, Close Others, Close and Go to Bridge, Save, Save As, Revert, Export, Generate, Share, Share and Behance, Search Adobe Stock, Place Embedded, Place Linked, Package, Automate, Scripts, Import from iPhone or iPad, File Info, Print one, and then Print one copy. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about here is New. So what is New? Let's click on it and find out. Okay, so New is New Document. So let's go to Web, and let's grab Web Large, and we'll save this as Untitled 1. Okay, so let's hit Create. So you'll notice a couple things. Right off the bat, when we create a new document, we have an artboard here, and we have the document here. Okay, now where is this saved? We don't really know. So let's go to File and do Save As, and we'll save this. You have two options. You can do a cloud document. So cloud documents are saved automatically to Adobe's cloud as you work for access wherever you sign into Photoshop. In future releases, you'll be able to use them to collaborate with others. Okay, so normally I would say use the cloud document. However, for this example, we want to use on our computer. If you'd rather save to your desktop or any location connected to your hard drive, you can do that here. Okay, so we're going to save it on our computer here. So I'm going to hit Save, and we're going to name it Untitled-1.psd. Okay, so Photoshop format options, maximize compatibility, and we'll do that. I'll hit OK, and there you go. All right, so now we've created a new document. Now, what I want to do now is I want to close this, and we're going to talk about the next option. So if I do File, Open, then I can open this document from my desktop or wherever you saved it. I'll hit Open, and now I've opened the document. Okay. If I want to browse in Bridge, I haven't set up Bridge, but Bridge basically works as a bridge from Photoshop to Illustrator to Dreamweaver to etc. And it's basically a place to put all your files, and it's a program that works together with all the other programs. Okay. All right, now let's talk about Open as Smart Object. So if I click on this, I can open up a document. Okay, and it will open as a smart object. Okay, which is just the same document as there, and there's nothing there. Okay, so I'm going to say Don't Save. Next, we're going to talk about Open Recent. Okay, so you can see I have a lot of files here, but if I wanted to open up the Untitled 1, so let's close this out, and then do File and Open Recent, then I can open it there, okay, quickly and efficiently. The other way to do it is if I close this out, if I go down here, you'll see all the recent files, okay? And so you can see it there. If you want to change the view to, I believe that's grid. Yes, that's grid. It'll show you a preview of the project itself, okay? So if I go back to this, then it's more of a list instead of a grid, okay? So let's open Recent, Untitled 1, and then if I do File and we talk about Close, if I just click Close, it's going to close that document, Okay. So let's just click on Untitled 1, and then we'll talk about Close All. Again, that's just going to close all the documents that you have opened. Okay. So we'll click on it again to open it. And then let's talk about Close Others is not available because I only have one document open. And then close and go to Bridge. If I have Bridge installed, that would work. I don't have Bridge installed, so Adobe's going to try to make me install it, which I don't want to install it. Okay. But this is how you can get access to it. So Bridge is right here. I'm going to cancel that, but let me just show you. Yes, I'm going to cancel. Let's click on Bridge just so I can show you what it does. Okay, so overview and key features. Bridge is a powerful creative asset manager that lets you preview, select, organize, and edit, and publish multiple creative assets quickly and easily. Okay, so it's basically a creative asset manager. Okay, and it works for all of Adobe's applications. Okay, so there you go. Let me go back to Photoshop here, and we'll do File, and let's open our recent file here again. That's not what I wanted to open, but we'll close that out. Let's go here to Untitled 1. There we go. And then we'll talk about Save. So if I wanted to use Save, I would need to create something and give it a reason to save, right? So we'll just draw that, and let's grab the bucket tool, which is right here. So if you right click here, you can go to the bucket tool and then just do that. And now you see there's a little asterisk or a star next to the at the end of the file here. Okay, right there. So if I would normally hit Command S on the Mac and Control S on the PC, but what I want you to do is go to File and click on Save. And there you go. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is Save As. So if I click on Save As, it'll give me the option to do cloud documents again or save on your computer. And then we can save it as Untitled 1, which will overwrite what we already have. So let's do that. So Untitled 1 already exists. Do you want to replace it? Yes, I want to replace it. For this example only, I want to replace it. Okay. Then we're going to talk about Revert is not available, but it basically just does what you do. Export, so you can quick export as PNG, export as, export preferences, save for web, legacy, artboards to files, so you can convert your artboard to a file, to a PDF. You can export for Aereo, layer comps to files, layer comps to PDF. I don't have any layers to do to those options. Layers to files, color lookup tables, data sets as files, pass to Illustrator, render video, and then Zoomify. Okay. Then we have generate, so image assets. We can share on Behance, which is Adobe's social media network for creatives. Okay. We can also search Adobe Stock, which is where you can download videos, images to edit, to add to your projects, etc. Place embedded. Okay, so you can embed a file into Photoshop. Place linked. We can package everything. We can also do automate, so you can do batch, automate, PDF presentation, create droplet, crop and straighten photos, contact sheet, to conditional mode change, fit image, lens correction, merge to HDR Pro, and photo merge. So what is automate? Automate basically runs an action. Okay, so they have actions in Photoshop where you run like, think of it like with this, it's scripts, right? Well, that's what automate is too, but automate is a different way of saying scripts. Basically, it's actions that you set. So you click on the move tool, and then you create a box or a rectangle, and then you add the paint bucket and paint it black. So that's an action. So the first action is the move tool. The second action is the rectangle tool. I draw the rectangle, and then the third action is I paint the rectangle. That would be considered an automation. So you could set it up to automate that. Now, there's no real reason to do that because it's a simple task. However, if you have a task that has 50 steps, then you would want to automate. Okay. So that's what these are. With the scripts, it's the same thing. You have image processor, delete all empty layers, flatten all layer effects, flatten all masks, script events manager, load files into stack, load multiple DICOM files, stats, and then browse, right? And so with those, it's the same thing. These are already scripts that they've written for Photoshop. So you can add to that, but we'll go over that at a later time. Import, so we have variable data sets, video frames to layers, images from device, and then notes. And we have import from iPhone or iPad, take photo, scan documents, and then file info. So if I click on that, it'll give me the metadata for this document. Okay. So you have the document title, author, author title description, rating, description writer, keywords, copyright status, copyright notice, and then copyright info URL. Okay. So we can add all that information, and if we want, I'm going to hit cancel. Then we'll talk about print and print one copy. So if I click on print, you can see right here that this image doesn't fit with a 8.4 inches by 10.98, right? So we can change the format to landscape or portrait, okay? You can adjust color management. You can scale to fit media, okay, so it'll fit inside there. You can do printing marks, functions, and postscript options, which are disabled, okay? So that's how you could print with Photoshop, okay? I'm going to hit cancel, and then print one copy. So let's click on print one copy. And that may actually print one copy. It did. Okay. So I'm going to cancel that. But what that will do is it will just automatically send the print job to the printer without any questions or setting up any preferences with your printer. Okay. Which I don't recommend doing. What I would recommend doing is going through all the settings and making sure it's set up for your printer. That way you have optical or optimized experience for your print job. Okay, so that's the file menu. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the edit menu. So let's click on that. And what I want to do is let's go to our layers panel. So go to window and go to layers for me. Okay, and let's turn off this layer and delete the artboard too. I'm just kidding. Don't delete the artboard, but delete the layer, okay? And let's create a new layer. So if I just click on the plus sign here, we have a new layer. Okay. So now what we can do is I want to add some text to this layer. Okay, so this is some text. We'll Command A on the Mac, Control A on the PC to highlight that, and then let's make it 72 pixels. Okay, and then hit V for the move tool, and we'll move it kind of in the center. And now you can do a lot of the options that I want to do. So we can undo the move. Okay, that's the first one I want to talk about. Second, I want to redo the move. Okay, then I want to toggle last state. Okay, which will just send it back again. And then I want to copy. So let's copy. Okay. Let's cut. Really, it doesn't let me cut. Okay, how about now? There we go. Now we can cut. Okay. I'm going to hit the check mark here. And then let's paste. So let's make another text file. Or layer, I should say. And then let's paste it. So there you go, okay? So now we learned undo, redo, toggle state, cut, copy, paste, okay? Copy merged and paste special, or if you have something that you need to merge and paste special, okay? Now the other thing we can do is if I select both the layers, it should allow me to Okay. It won't let me clear, which is fine. So we'll make another layer, and then I'm going to grab the rectangle tool here, and I'm going to draw a rectangle there. I'm going to hit the letter G for the paint bucket, and then paint that there, and then I'm going to hit Command D on the Mac, Control D on the PC to deselect this, and then let's do, okay, there you go. Now let's talk about so you can search, check spelling, we can find and replace text. So let's do that. So this is some text. I like to change the text. Okay. Okay, so let's hit done. Okay. So that I want to cooperate. That's all right. Let's talk about fill. So fill is your foreground. Okay, so this is your foreground here, and this is your background. Okay. So we'll leave that the way it is. And then stroke is going to be black. Okay, and I'm going to undo this because I didn't want the canvas to be black. There we go. I'm going to hit Command S on the Mac and Control S on the PC to save the file here so we don't lose what we have. Okay, and then we're going to talk about Content Aware Fill, which isn't available, but we can do Content Aware Scale. And I'm going to do one thing here. I'm going to move the canvas over. So if you hold spacebar and bring the canvas over to the right and then do this, this will be easier on the eyes for you and me. Okay, don't say I don't care. All right, then we have Content Aware Scale. Okay, Puppet, Warp, Perspective Warp, Free Transform, Transform so we can scale, rotate, skew, distort, perspective, warp, split warp horizontally, vertically, crosswise, remove warp, split, rotate 180 degrees, rotate 90 degrees clockwise, and rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise, flip horizontal and flip vertical. Okay, we have auto align layers, auto blend layers, define brush preset, define pattern, define custom shape, purge. So we're going to do clipboard, histories, all in video cache, Adobe PDF presets. Presets, we have preset manager, migrate presets, export, import presets, and then remote connection. Color settings, assign profile, convert to profile, keyboard shortcuts, menus, toolbar, and start dictation. So let's click on keyboard shortcuts. There you go. So if you just click on this, you can see the keyboard shortcuts for Photoshop, right? And then for the file menu, for the edit menu, and so on and so forth. Okay. So we're going to get more in depth in that later. So let's go back to edit and talk about menus. Okay. So menus are the same way. It's just going to show you, you can turn menus on and off, and you can give it a color. So if you want to give it red, let's hit OK and see if that works. Yeah, it isn't bad. That kind of throws me off because I'm used to just the gray on blue, but hey, if you want to do that, go right ahead. So you go back to menus here on edit, and I'm going to turn that off to none. You can also turn these on and off. So if you don't like all these menus, for whatever reason you have, I guess is, not I guess, but is viable, you can turn off the menus. So if we want to turn off new, if I hit OK and go back to File, then new won't be there, right? If I go back to menus, we turn new back on, and we can go down the line here, and we can go to Edit, Image, Layer, Type, all of them, and turn them on and off as we wish, okay? So Adobe gives you complete and control of the program and how you want it to look and feel so that you can work efficiently as possible. So if you want to just use tools that you need, I would do that. So here's what I did. I went to Edit, and I went to Toolbar, okay? Just so you know where I'm going here, because I'm still rambling about the other thing. But with the toolbar, it's the same thing. You can move the tools around. We're going to leave it as the default because I'm going to be going through all these in a later section. So I don't want to change anything, and then when I get there, then it's all different. You know, we want to keep it the same and uniform. But this basically, you can drag and drop tools or their groupings in a toolbar list view. And so we have extra tools here, but you can move them around. You know, like I can move it there or here. It's completely movable, and you can also restore to the defaults here. Okay, so you can totally customize this to what you want, which is great. I've never really wanted to customize the tools, but I can see why it's important and why it's valuable, because when you're working on, let's say you're working on photo editing, okay, you don't need all these tools for photo editing. Or if you're doing a web design, which is a completely different avenue, right? You don't need all these tools for web design. You really don't. And so that's why they have a thing called Workspaces, which the Workspaces will do that for you. Like when I do graphic and web, it's going to change the panels, but it doesn't change the toolbar. Okay. Actually does change the toolbar. I've been corrected. So that's why they give you that option, because when you are changing the workspaces, it'll go from the full default tools to just the web and graphic tools, which you don't need all these for that. Okay, so this is the Essentials toolbar. But again, the point of talking about this is that you can customize this to whatever you want. And when you create a custom workspace, you can also edit this as well. Okay, so that's the real cool thing about Photoshop. And that is the edit menu. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the image menu. Okay, so if I go to image and we go to mode, we have a whole bunch of options here. We can set the mode to bitmap, grayscale, duotone, index color, RGB color, CMYK color, lab color, and multi-channel. Okay, and then we can do 8 bits channel, we can do 16 bits channel, or 32 bits channel. Okay, for adjustments, we can do brightness, contrast, levels, curves, exposure, vibrance, hue, saturation, color balance, black and white, photo filter, channel mixer, color lookup, invert, posterize, threshold, gradient map, selective color, shadows, highlights, HDR toning, desaturate, match color, replace color, and equalize. Okay. Then you can also do auto tone, auto contrast, and auto color, which I use for color correction. Image size, we can adjust the image size. Canvas size, we can adjust the canvas size. Image rotation, so we can do 180 degrees, 90 degrees clockwise, 90 degrees counterclockwise, arbitrary, flip canvas horizontal, and flip canvas vertical. We can also crop. We can trim, reveal all, duplicate, apply image, calculations, and then variables. So we can define and then data sets, apply data set, trap, and analysis. So we can set measurement scale, select data points, record measurements, ruler tool, count tool, and place scale marker. Okay, so that's the image menu. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the layer menu. Okay, so with this, there's a lot of options. You can click on new and create a layer. You can also do background from layer, group from layers, artboard from group, artboard from layers, frame from layers, and convert to frame. You can also do layer via copy and layer via cut. Okay, we can copy CSS, copy SVG, duplicate layer, delete the layer. If there's a hidden layer, we could delete that. Export, or actually quick export is PNG, export as. So what these are is you can actually click on quick export as PNG and export this layer that we have selected, layer 1. Okay. We can rename the layer style, so we can do blending options. So you can do bevel and emboss, stroke, inner shadow, inner glow, satin, color overlay, gradient overlay, pattern overlay, outer glow, drop shadow, copy layer style, paste layer style, clear layer style, global light, create layer, hide all effects, and scale effects. Okay. Smart filter, which is unselectable. We can also do new fill layer. So we can do solid color, gradient, or pattern. New adjustment layer, so we can do brightness, contrast, levels, curvatures, exposure, vibrance, hue, saturation, and color balance, black and white, photo filter, channel mixer, color lookup, invert, posterize, threshold, gradient map, and selective color, which again, we're going to talk about these at a later time in the course, so I'll go into more detail with that. We have layer content options, layer mask, so reveal all, hide all, and then from transparency, vector mask, we can reveal all or hide all, okay? And then create clipping mask, smart object, so we can convert to a smart object. Video layers, so new video layer from file, new blank video layer. Rasterize, okay? New layer based slice, group layers, ungroup layers, hide layers, arrange, bring to front, bring forward, send backwards, send to back, combine shapes, align layers to artboard, distribute, lock layers, link layers, selected link layers, merge visible, flatten image, and matting, okay? So you can see why when we were talking about the edit toolbar and menu, why sometimes you would like to come in here and edit some of these, because it's really long, which is okay. But if you don't need all these, then it's kind of overkill, right? So that in a nutshell is the layer menu, okay? So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the type menu. So if I click on type, you can see more from Adobe Fonts. So Adobe Fonts works with Creative Cloud, which basically it will sync fonts from Adobe Creative Cloud, right? And so whenever you need a font, you can just sync up with Adobe Creative Cloud, which it does automatically, and you'll be able to have all the fonts that you need, okay? Panels, we have character panel, paragraph panel, glyphs panel, character style panel, and then paragraph styles panel, okay? Anti-alias, orientation, open type, extrude to 3D, create work path, convert to shape, rasterize type layer, convert to paragraph text, and warp text are all deselected because we don't have the correct content here in order to activate those. We have match font, font preview size, language options, okay, we're going to leave it as default, update all text layers, manage missing files, paste lorem ipsum, load default type styles, and then save default type styles. So that is the type menu. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the select menu. So if I click on that, I can select all, okay, and you'll see there's like a little dotted line all the way around the canvas here. So we've selected everything in the canvas. We can also deselect, okay, and reselect. We can do inverse. We can select all layers. Deselect layers, okay. Find layers, which I only have 3 here, so we don't, I can type in some, okay. If you know what the name of the layer is, then you'll be able to find it there. Isolate layers. No layers match the filter. All good. We have color range, focus area, subject, select a mask, modify, grow, and similar, transform selection. All those are deselected right now. Load selection, save selection, and new 3D extrusion are all disabled at the moment. Edit in quick mask mode. So if I click on that, we can edit in quick mask mode, okay, which it's currently in. So if I do edit, or I just turn it off here. So let's turn it off. I'll Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC. And that is the select menu. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the filter menu. Okay. So what I want to do is we need to grab an image so that we can actually do this. So what I want to do is I want to select all the layers here. So if you just hold Command on the Mac Control on the PC and hold that down, just click each layer and hit delete. I'll hit yes. And then we'll make a new layer and hit Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC. And what we're going to do is we're going to find a image that we can use here. So let's go to File, and we're going to go to Search Adobe Stock. And what I'm going to do is we're going to grab an image from Adobe Stock. And all we're doing is we're using it for educational purposes only. So let's go to Photos. And what we're going to do, let's click on Better Together. Let's download a preview. Okay. So we'll give that a second. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to go to my downloads, which will pop up on the other screen here. I'm going to right click on that and open it with Photoshop. Okay. All right, great. So you can see they have the watermark on their Adobe Stock. That's fine because, again, we're just using this for educational purposes. I'm not putting this anywhere else. So I'm going to hit Command. So here's what I did. Okay. This layer is locked by default. So if you just come up here and click on the lock here or just double click here, it'll unlock the layer. And then if we hit Command A on the Mac, Control A on the PC, and then Command C on the Mac and Control C on the PC, we can copy that. And then Command V on the Mac, Control V on the PC, we can paste it in, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off. Not turn it off, but delete, don't save this source, and it's just going to be here. So we're going to hit Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC, and now we're going to talk about filters. This is going to be fun. Okay, so you can do a couple things. We can convert for smart filters. We have filter gallery, adaptive wide angle, camera raw filter, lens correction, liquify, vantage point. So let's do liquify just to see what that does for fun. I know what it does, but it's not about me. It's about you learning something fun, right? Okay. There we go. That's liquify. All right. So hit cancel for me. And you'll notice here that there's a preview. So it shows show original or edited image. Okay, so that's the original, but that's the edited image. Okay. So we'll leave it like that. I'm going to hit cancel. Okay. Then we're going to go back to filter. And I want to talk about 3D. We're not going to do anything with because this is not a 3D image. But blur, we can do average, blur, blur more, box blur, Gaussian blur, lens blur, motion blur, radial blur, shape, smart, and surface blur. Okay. Then we have blur gallery. So we have iris blur, field blur, tilt shift, path blur, and spin blur. So let's do iris. So essentially what this is going to do is, in the video world, they call this a rack focus. Okay. So a rack focus is when you have a vantage point and you focus in on that and you blur out the rest of the image. Okay. So this is a rack focus. Just like that. Beautiful. Now we can save this. So I can hit OK. And now you've done a rack focus. Nicely done. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do distort. So I'll just talk about these. Displace, pinch, polar coordinates, ripple, shear, spear eyes, twirl, and wave. And then we have noise. So add noise. Pixelate, we can color half tone, crystallize. I really like this one. This one's cool. Let's hit OK. There you go. It's getting harder to read, but it looks really cool. It looks like stained glass windows, right? So Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC. And then we have, we did pixelate. We have render, so flam, picture frame, tree. So let's do a picture frame. That's fine. Hit OK. And there you go. So now we have a picture frame, which we'll save. Okay. We can do clouds. So for render, you can do clouds. I'm going to hit Command Z to undo that, or you can go to Edit and Undo. Okay. I'm going to save, and then let's do sharpen. So we can do shake reduction, sharpen, sharpen edges, sharpen more, smart, sharpen, or unsharp mask. Stylize, we can do diffuse, emboss, extrude, fine edges, oil paint. Oil paint, I like that one too. Oh yeah, here we go. We're going to completely not be able to recognize this image. Nice, nice. Okay, then we have video, so you can do deinterlace and then NTSC colors and then other. Okay, so that is the filter menu. But before I go, I want you to hit Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC to save that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the 3D menu. Okay, so we have, and this is going to be kind of a quick one because none of these are active because I don't have a 3D file. Okay, so you can do new 3D layer from file, merge 3D layers, export 3D layer, spherical panorama, get more context, content, new 3D extrusion, new mesh from layer, new tiled painting from layer, and then all this stuff that is not selectable. Okay, so that's the 3D menu, short and sweet, but we'll get into it more later on. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the view menu. So we have proof setup, proof colors, gamut warning, pixel aspect ratio, which is square, keep it there. Pixel aspect ratio correction, 3D, 32-bit preview options. We have zoom in, zoom out, fit on screen, fit layers on screen, fit artboard on screen, 100%, 200%, print size, actual size, flip horizontal, screen mode is standard screen mode. We have full screen mode with menu bar, and then we have full screen. Yes. Now if you hit the letter F, that'll bring everything back. If you hit it again, it'll take you to the second mode, and if you hit it again, it'll go full screen. Okay? So don't worry about that pop-up. Just hit the letter F and you'll be back, and that's on Mac and PC. Extras show, and you can show layer edges, grid, etc. Rulers is showing snap, snap to, guides, grid, layer, slices, artboard bounds. Okay, lock guides, new guide layout, new guides from shape, lock slices, and clear slices. Okay, so that's the view menu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the window menu. So a lot of these options here, I'm going to be talking more in depth in later sections. So I'm just going to do an overview. Okay, so we can arrange, and this is just kind of the look and feel of the interface. We can do tile all vertically or all horizontally, and you can consolidate all the tabs. And they have a lot of options here to move stuff around. Okay, workspaces, you can do essentials, you can do 3D, motion, painting, photography, graphic and web, reset essentials, which is the current workspace, new workspace or delete workspace, and then keyboard shortcuts and menus, and then lock the workspace. Okay, so for Exchange, Adobe has an Exchange program where you can download and install extensions to improve Photoshop. And so if you click here, it'll take you to adobe.com where you can do that. Extensions, this is where you have the extensions that are installed. Okay, and then 3D, actions, adjustments, brush settings, brushes, channels, character styles, clone source, color, glyphs, gradients, history, histogram, history, info, layer comps, layers, learn, libraries, measurement, log, navigator, notes, paragraph styles, paths, patterns, properties, shapes, styles, swatches, timeline, and tool presets. Sorry. Application, frame, options, and tools, and then the document here, Untitled 1. That is the window menu in a nutshell. Now, later in this course, we're going to talk about all these panels. We're going to cover extensions, and we're going to talk in depth about Workspace. So, no worries, but I just want to give you a quick overview of what that is so you'll know what we will be going into depth in later in the course. All right, so that's the window menu. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the help menu. So if I click on help, I can search for help right inside the program here. We can go to Home, Photoshop Help. We can look at Photoshop tutorials, system information. We can manage our account. We can sign out, and we can also do updates, which I recommend getting from the Creative Cloud application on your desktop. Okay, so that's the help menu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome to section 6, where we're going to talk about tools. So in this video, we're going to go over an overview of all the tools that we're going to be learning about in this section. So we're going to start with the Move tool, and then we're also going to talk about the Artboard tool inside of the Move tool, because they're connected together. Then we're going to talk about the Rectangular Marquee tool. Then we're going to cover the Lasso tool, okay? Then the Object Selection tool, the Crop tool, here. Then we're going to talk about the Frame tool, the Eyedropper tool, okay? Then the Spot Healing Brush tool, the Brush tool, the Clone Stamp tool, the History Brush tool, the Eraser tool, the Paint Bucket tool, and then the Blur tool, Dodge tool, Pen tool, Type tool, Path Selection tool, Rectangle tool, okay, Hand tool, Zoom tool, okay, and then add a toolbar, and we'll talk about how to set the foreground and the background colors. And that will wrap up the tools section. So with that in mind, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to cover the Move tool. Okay, so the Move tool is crucial to Photoshop because whenever you're in a canvas, when you're on the canvas here, the Move tool you use for everything. Okay, the Move tool is one of my most important tools, and it's such a basic thing, but it's very important. Okay, so let's talk about what is the Move tool. Basically, moves a selection or layer. Okay, so you can move a layer or a selection with a Move tool. Okay. Now let's talk about the Artboard tool. So the Artboard tool basically allows you to do this. You can draw a separate, if I zoom out, so click on the Zoom tool for me real quick, hold Alt and zoom out. And if I grab the Artboard tool, right, I can draw an artboard right next to the canvas that we have, and we can create other artboards right next to it. So I can expand this out, and I can delete artboards, no problem, just by selecting it, right? So if I just click on it, which again, we're using the Move tool as a selection or for selection or for layers. You know, you can select a layer or you can use it for a selection or a layer. Moves a selection or a layer. Okay. So that's the Artboard tool and the Move tool. Okay, so let's hit Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the Rectangle Marquee tool. Okay, so let's do me a quick favor. Let's add a new layer to our artboard here, and let's hide our bottom layer, and we're going to draw a rectangle on our new layer here, layer 2. Okay, then let's grab the paint bucket here, and let's fill that in. Hit Command D on the Mac, Control D on the PC to deselect that, and then let's hit File, Save, just so that we have this saved. And so that's how you create a rectangle. Let me fix this real quick. Okay, there we go. That's how you create a rectangle with the Rectangle Marquee tool. Now let's create a circle with the Ellipse tool. So let's add a new layer, okay, and then draw it here. Hold Shift to make this circle square, even though it's circular. And then we're going to grab the paint bucket again, and instead of black, let's do like a blue. Okay, and we'll do like a light blue there. Okay, and then Command D on the Mac, Control D on the PC, Control S and Command S on the Mac and PC to save. And then let's do the single row marquee tool. Okay, so let's make a new layer. And then let's go here and just hit delete and then Command D. Okay, let's hit Command D there. And then we'll do single column marquee tool. So I'll hit delete on that. And we ought to select layer 2. And once I do, then I can add that line there. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to draw the marquee, the single column marquee tool, and then the single row marquee tool. And I had to be on the right layer, which I wasn't on the previous one. So there you go. So now you can see the lines. Okay, so that's what it would look like. So that is the rectangle marquee tool, the elliptical marquee tool, the single row marquee tool, and the single column marquee tool. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the lasso tool. So if I click on the lasso tool, you're going to see if I want to draw around this circle, this is kind of like a freehand selection. Okay, so there's not a lot of skill involved with that. In fact, it kind of gets out of control if you don't really have good drawing skills, which with a mouse I do not. If I had a tablet, I could do it with that, but where you have a pen and you're drawing on a tablet. But with the mouse, I'm not very good. So if I Command D, then we can get out of that. But that's a lasso tool. It's basically a selection tool, and it will give you the ability to make freehand selections. Okay, now let's use the polygonal lasso tool. Okay, so if I hover over this one, creates a straight edge selections. Okay, so we can go like this, go up here, go here, and then down here. And that's the straight edge, polygonal lasso tool. Okay, if I hit Command D, that'll deselect it. If I right click and we do the magnetic lasso tool, you'll like this one because this has got points. So this will curve, it's magnetic, so if it's on a shape like this circle, then it's going to snap to the edge of the circle and go all the way around, and it makes it really easy to select this circle, right? Same with this rectangle or the marquee here. I can go there and I can go around and come back and down and around. Now, if you go too fast, it won't snap correctly like it did with the circle. But if you just go just the right speed here, the key here is just to practice doing that a few times. I do it like 10, 15 times and then you'll get it. And then you'll be, I'm pretty good at it, but even I fumble once in a while. So you see my rhythm there. I just kind of bring it close and then it snaps. Okay? So that is the lasso tool, the polygonal lasso tool, and the magnetic lasso tool. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the object selection tool. So it finds and automatically selects an object inside a defined region. Okay? So let's select that. And let's just highlight the circle here. And it couldn't find an object to select. Okay, so let's try again. Now that I selected the layer, there you go. So you got to make sure the layer is selected. Okay, that's the key to this. But this is kind of like an easier way to select something. So I have the rectangle selected, I highlight it, and then it selects everything. Okay, so that's a great tool to use. It's a really easy way to select things. So if I right click and I do quick selection tool, okay, I can go like this and I can do a quick selection. Now it's going to depend on there we go. And then we have the magic wand tool, okay, where you can just select certain areas and it will grab if there's enough of a difference in terms of tolerance. So here you have tolerance because there's a white line in between. So it can tell exactly where it is, but with this, there's no way to tell. And so it selects everything on the canvas. Okay, but if I select that layer, then when I select it, it'll grab that layer. Okay, so you want to make sure the layer is selected. And then we can select each area separately, and same with this as well. Okay, so that is the object selection tool, quick selection tool, and the magic wand tool. So thanks for watching, and all right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the crop tool. So it trims or expands the edges of an image. Okay, so we can crop. So if I zoom out here, so all I did is hit the letter Z, and then I hold Alt to zoom out. And when I grab the crop tool, what it's going to do is it's going to give you these points here. So we can crop inwards or outwards, which will add more canvas to the existing canvas. But I want to crop inwards because I just have these shapes here, so I just want that to show up. So if I just hit Enter, I think it's Enter. Let's see. Let's hit Command S, Control S on the PC, Command S on the Mac. And there you go for the crop tool. Okay. So now I can do the perspective crop tool. Okay. And then let's do the slice tool. And this is for optimizing images for the web. And then the slice select tool. Okay. So I can select that slice and then delete it. Right. So that's the crop tool, the perspective crop tool, the slice tool, and the slice select tool. All right. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right. Welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the frame tool. So it creates a placeholder frame for images. So this is a great tool to use if you are building a web interface and you need a frame to hold for your content. And you can frame this out and use this to do a mock-up for your sites. And then when you have the content, you just throw the content in there and you're good to go. Okay. So that's really the purpose of this. It's kind of a cool thing to do, but again, it's really for mock-ups. You could use it for other things too if you want to set the size of an image a certain way. Then you could do that. Like whatever I just did there, it basically put the circle inside. So I moved this over here, and the circle ended up being inside of there. Now what I could do is go like this, and this will become the image. Okay, so you see how it's holding it inside of that as a placeholder. Okay, so I think of it as kind of like a placeholder where you can put it in there, and then we can even go further with that. So there you go. That is the frame tool. All right, so let's hit Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the eyedropper tool. So you can see here sample colors from an image as an example. If I wanted to do that, let's say that I like this color and I don't know what the color is. So let's grab like a wild color that I would not know the hex code for. Okay. So let's change this to like a green, right? Okay. And then I grab the eyedropper and I come over here and I want to figure out what this color is. Okay. So the great thing about an eyedropper is you can go and you could grab an image of whatever. You bring that image in here. Great example right here. Okay. Here, let me turn all these layers off for a second. Okay. So let's say that we wanted to figure out what this color was, right, of this image. Okay, this is the layer that we turned off, so I'm going to turn it back on. Hit the letter I for the eyedropper, and so now we can click here and we can see the different colors that they have. Okay, so you can get kind of an idea of all the different colors that they used in this image, and then we added effects to it when we were talking about the filter menu. Okay. But you can see how I can grab the eyedropper and it drastically changes the color over here based on where I click, because it's just finding the color and saying, okay, this is the color. It's a dark brown, right? Same there. Same over here. Same up there, right? Okay, so that's the eyedropper tool. Then they have the 3D material eyedropper tool, the color sampler tool, the ruler tool, the note tool, and the 1, 2, 3 count tool. Okay, so those are the other tools that they have available in that area. So let's hit Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the spot healing brush. Okay, so with the spot healing brush, if I hover over this, it's going to give you a little bit of instruction. It removes marks and blemishes. Okay, so let's say that with this image here, I wanted to get rid of the text, but I wanted to keep the background. So what I would do is I would hold Alt, and this is on the Mac and the PC. You just hold Alt. Okay, so we just go like this. And actually, you don't need to hold Alt. You just fill in where you want to remove the blemish, and Photoshop does the rest. Now, I want to zoom in a little bit, just so you can see what happened there. So what we did is we grabbed the spot healing brush, and we just went in and we drew over this, and Photoshop basically takes a slice of this and puts it up here. Okay, so let's say that we want to get rid of all of this, right? There you go. And then we want to get rid of this as well. Okay, so we do that, and then this right here. There you go. And then we can go down here and up here and over and down and around. And then we go over here. Okay, so I'll just do a little more just so we get an idea, and then we're good to go. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go down here. And the cool thing is we can grab a bigger brush. So let's jack this up to 63. And then when I draw it like here, it'll clear out faster. Okay, so this is a way to take care of blemishes and just let Photoshop do the work for you. And all it's doing is it's making a replication of this canvas. So the more I do, it's just copying from here, and it's just replicating that so that you can fix the blemishes. So it just looks naturally clean, you know, like it's supposed to. This is why Photoshop is so fun, because you can do so much with it, and they have such great tools, and they've done such a great job of improving the program every year that it's just fun to use, you know. I never get tired of Photoshop. Photoshop is my favorite program. So now let me zoom out real quick. So there you go. So I basically deleted all the text. And so let's save that with Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC. And that is the spot healing brush tool. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the brush tool. Okay, so we have, if I click on that, okay, I can hit X. And what X does is it will toggle between the foreground and the background. Okay, so if your background is white and you want it to be the foreground, then you just hit X and it'll switch. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to up the size here to 55 pixels, and I want to zoom in on the canvas here, and then we're going to write something. So let's grab the brush tool and let's say Photoshop. Let me zoom out here. Okay, wow, my text is a little big here. Hold on. Okay, how about we do this? I'll make the, we'll go to 22 pixels and just do Photoshop rules, because we all know that Photoshop is awesome. Okay, there we go. with a smiley face too. There we go. Okay, so now you know the Photoshop rules, so let's hit Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the Clone Stamp tool. So if I click on that, here's what the Clone Stamp tool does. So if I want to copy this right here, this texture or style, here I hold Alt, I click, and I can paint that up here. And so what it does is it basically replicates this, and wherever I go, it'll copy that up here, okay? So like when I do this, it's good there. When I go here, it's good there, right? And then over here, it's good as well, okay? So that is the Clone Stamp tool. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the History Brush tool. So it restores parts of an image to an earlier state. So if I go to this image here, we don't have anything to recover, but if I okay, so we can't use this tool because we don't have anything to restore. Okay, so if you look at the little tutorial that they have here, if you had a blemish on the picture and then you try to restore it, that's how it would be, okay? Now, what we can do to make it work so you can see an example is I could hide all these layers, give this a background of black, okay? And then grab the History tool. Okay, it won't let me do that. Okay. On this layer, we could use the Brush tool. Okay. And then grab the History. Nope. Okay, I guess it doesn't want to cooperate. All right, well, there you go. So that is the History Brush tool. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the Eraser tool. So if I click on that, I can go here and I can erase the white lines that I put there, okay? The other thing I can do is, if I want to erase the if I want to erase this, that'll work, but the best way to do it is if we make a new layer, and let's say that I want to grab a rectangle, right, and make it black, and then I grab the Eraser tool, I can erase this, okay, and then I can make it the way that I want. So that's the Eraser tool. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the Paint Bucket tool. So the cool thing about the Paint Bucket tool is I can paint the whole canvas. Okay, I can grab whatever color I want and paint the whole area, or if we just draw a rectangle, okay, then I can just paint that. So if we want it to be like a dark blue, I can paint that, and there you go. So that's the Paint Bucket tool. We also have the Gradient tool, which we can draw a gradient, and then the 3D Material Drop tool, which we'll use if we're doing 3D work, okay? So that's the Paint Bucket tool. Hit Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the Blur tool. So this will blur areas in an image, okay? So if I go to this image right here, right? I know that we covered it up with text and all that good stuff, but if I give you an example, we can do, if I select a layer, I can blur this a little more. Okay, and if I grab a larger brush, it'll allow us to blur it more. Now we added effects to this, so it's kind of hard to see, but again, the idea here is all you're going to do is you're going to go in there and blur the image. Okay, and so if you wanted to blur it, you would just grab this tool and draw over it, and then you'd blur the image. And that's another way to do it without the filter. Okay, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the Dodge tool. So this lightens areas in an image. Okay, so if I click on that, and then I do this, it should lighten it up a little bit. It's not going to do much because of this image, but it will do a little bit. Okay, so that is the dodge tool. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the pen tool. So if the pen tool makes and changes paths or shapes with an anchor points and handles. Okay, so the cool thing about this is you can make really cool looking shapes with the pen tool. Okay, it'll let you do a lot of dynamic things, and you can also adjust these anchors to go out, in, wherever you want to go, you know. And so you can really get creative with this and make really funky looking, cool looking shapes. Okay, and the best part is we can close this and I can fill it, right? Well, sort of. And that's the pen tool. Okay. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So that's the pen tool. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the type tool. So let's turn this layer off and add a new layer. Okay. And what I'm going to do is we'll keep that running here, and let's give it a background of blue. And what I'm going to do first is let's go to the pen tool and select this. See if it'll let me delete that. There we go. Okay. I've deleted that. So now what I want to do is go to the type tool, and we're going to hit X to convert the background to the foreground. And this is some text. Okay, so that's the type tool. And so when I select this, if I go to the top here, I can change the font here. Okay. So we'll use that just as an example. We can change the style if it allows us to. For this one, it just has a regular size, and then you can change the color here. Okay. So this is some text, so we'll just leave that right there. So that's the type tool. So thanks for watching. Before we go, let's save with Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the path selection tool. This will select a whole path. Okay, so if I grab the rectangle tool here, and I draw that right here, okay, and I grab the path selection tool, okay, I can select that and move this around, okay, with no problem. So that is the path selection tool. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the rectangle tool. Okay, so if I right click, you can see there's other shapes you can do too. You can do custom shapes. So this is the custom shape tool, and they have an array of shapes that you can use. So we can look in here. So let's look at boats. They have, let's see if it'll let me grab all of them. Okay, there we go. So we have leaf trees, we have wild animals. So these are custom shapes that you can grab. So like I can grab a tree here and draw that out. If I hold shift, then it'll keep it good there. Okay. Then we can drag that out. Then we can do we already did the rectangle tool in the previous video. And then we can do the rounded rectangle. We can do the circle if I hold shift. And we can do the polygon tool. Okay, and then we can bring that over there. So that is the rectangle tool. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the hand tool. So if I hold space bar and I move the hand up and down, left and right, this is how you use the hand tool. Okay. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the zoom tool. So if I click on the zoom tool and click in, that's going to zoom in. If I hold Alt, it'll zoom out. And then if I use the space bar, again, we can move the canvas around with the hand tool. So if we zoom in a lot, let's say we zoom in a lot here, and then I need to move to the left, you just hold space bar and you can move to the left, or you can move to the right and then make whatever edit you need to. Whoa, I don't know what that was. That was interesting. That was amazing. Never done that before. What I was saying is when you're zoomed in, if you use the hand tool to go left, then you can zoom in on whatever you're working on, okay? So I use this all the time. I love the hand tool. It's one of my favorite tools in Photoshop and in Adobe Creative Cloud for that matter. And it's such a simple thing. Same with zoom. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to click on Edit Toolbar, and we'll talk about that, okay? So let's right click on it and edit the toolbar. And so here you can see, you can drag and drop tools or their groupings in the toolbar list view, move excess, unused, or low priority tools into the extra list. When enabled, extra tools will appear in their own slot at the bottom of the toolbar. So this gives you the ability to customize your toolbar to just grab the tools that you need instead of having everything accessible. So if you only use, let's say you're doing a prototype for your website, you're going to use the rectangle tool, the rounded rectangle tool, and the ellipse tool, and the line tool, but you're not going to use any custom shapes or the polygon tool. You can move those over here, and then you would just have access to these three. So you can customize this for whatever you want and whatever you need for that project. And you can also make a workspace for that so that way it's saved. And also you can save a preset. So if I click Save Preset, okay, we can give this a label for custom title bar, okay? Sorry, not title bar, toolbar, okay? So that's a great way to customize this to what you need, okay, for whatever project you're working on. So that's how you edit the toolbar. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to set the foreground. So if I hover, I should say, over this white color here, we can set the foreground color to whatever we want, okay? Now, if we want to switch the foreground from the background to the foreground, you just hit the letter X, and then it will be navy blue, and the background will be red, and then vice versa if I switch it back. Okay, so that's how you set the foreground. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to set the background. So if I double click on the blue, okay, this is the color picker for the background color. Okay, so I can go like this, and we can select whatever we need to here. So like that right there, save it, and now that is the background. Now if I want to switch it with the foreground, I hit X, and if I want to switch it back, I hit X again. And that's how you set the background, okay? So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Congratulations on finishing the course. So what I want to do is I want to thank you so much for watching this course. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me and let me know what your questions are, and I'd be happy to assist you the best that I can. So I'm happy to help you in any way that I can. So please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.